Hi, Triple G here with the Self-Defense Offense channel, video 14, Home Invasion, Deter, Part 2. All right, talking fast. We're going to have at the end, I'll have everything listed that I'm talking about of things to do. So it'll just kind of be listed in brief. And that way you can copy it down or you can pause it. It'll only be up there for about 10-15 seconds. So there'll be a couple of those slides, I guess you call them, and they'll be at the end. So I'm going to talk pretty fast here. Plant thorny bushes like rose bushes or barberry bushes under the windows. That would deter them because they can't really get in without scratching themselves. They don't like those. My only concern about those is if you have a child on the first floor in a bedroom window and they have to get out because there's a fire. You could train them to throw a blanket over there, but it's better getting scratched up a little bit versus dying of smoke inhalation. Put out, if you're single women, I think boots, put out old Ben's dirty boots, a pair. Get them from Goodwill, and there's a lot of them there, and get big ones. That would, so, it looks like it might be a guy there that's maybe a hunk because he's, got dirty boots out here. Keep keys to the house. Don't put them under the mats, under planters. Don't put them anywhere near the front or the porch or the door. Same thing around back. So where do you put your keys hidden? Because, their kids are always forgetting their keys. Now, I have a lot of families just give them the key code to the garage and then they get in. But make sure when they do that they're checking their surroundings before they do punch in the code and then quickly shut the door. Now, that in mind, if they have to use a key to get in the front door, hide it maybe in the neighbor's yard. I had ours underneath the deck, and you had to literally reach your hand up to get it, and that's where we hid ours, and it was used because kids forget their keys. Don't put anything heavy that they can pick up and throw to break a window in your front, around your front porch. Use motion lights, motion detectors. You can get those. They're not that expensive. Make sure they run on batteries. There's a video doorbell I really like. They hooked up. You can have it just a stick on one, from what I understand, and then, because I kind of checked them out at Best Buy the other day. And then they have one that actually hooks up to your doorbell, so when it rings, it actually rings your phone, so you can actually see them and talk to them and tell them that you're not available, or you don't have to say anything, but you can check out at least who is there. I don't know if they record or not, so that's something you need to check out. Do your homework. You can use an intercom system. It's also can prevent a push-in robbery if they're going to actually push it. Does your door have a little chain on it? Okay, like a hotel, those are worthless. Don't bother. They can be quickly pushed in. Let's see, if you have a family and friends, don't share everything you're doing about hardening your home, because if they have a friend or a neighbor or a child, a teenager that is maybe on drugs or something and knows what security you have, knows that you have fake cameras, that's not good. So don't tell anybody you have fake ones. Just put them up and say, yep, I got a security system. So you don't tell what you're doing, like a fake camera. Let's see. We're going to talk about the security cameras. What you want in a security camera is a wide-angle lens, weatherproof, has night vision, disguised or partially hidden so the intruder can't disable it or avoid it, highest resolution color, and HD. Make sure coverage overlaps your cameras, each critical area. So you've got your front door, and you've got one camera here pointing the front door, and then you have another one maybe pointing out to the street and the driveway. Does it work on batteries in case the power goes out? Yeah, that's my big thing. There's Mr. Beam's 300 lumen spotlight, needs 4D batteries. Swiftly dome solar lights. Peepholes. My peephole is very small. It doesn't even go down to look at if there's children there, and you just see strictly right here, which I don't like. Most home ones are 120 degrees. All right, you can get, which you'd have to drill another hole in, you can get bigger ones that have a 220 degrees, so that's going to be able to see the people that are hiding. I like that one. There's things called driveway alarms also, which I don't know anything about those. I just know that they have them. The weakest exterior door in your house becomes the weakest link. I can think of two places that might be a weakest link. One would be your house going out to George going out to your garage. Does that have a deadbolt lock on it? Does it have a cheap lock on it? What about the door, the back door of the garage? All right, from your backyard. That usually has a cheap lock on it. So you need to harden those doors. Those are your first doors you're going to harden. And when we talk about hardening, we're talking about doing things to prevent them to get in that door. If you want detection, for example, I can think about the deck stairs, okay, an idea. You can have a tripwire or a fishing line. You could put Coke cans there. You could put a cowbell on top of it. If I had Coke cans, I probably would paint them because they're shiny, paint them brown, the color of your stain them, the color of your deck. That way when they come up, they might not see that, and they would at least alert you to sounds if you're not a sound sleeper like me. Time to prepare for home invasion. Survival is now, not after the fact. Opening the door. Oh my gosh, we've always told our kids do not open the door for anybody, or because you're not home. You might not open it for a neighbor. But do children do that? You know, I hate to test your kids, but you might have a stranger, a coworker, something come up and see if they would open the door for the stranger. Is there some place they can look out to see who they are without exposing themselves? The peephole, obviously, but most children are too short because the peephole is higher than I have to get on my tippy toes for people. But people, including adults, still open their doors. They just open them. Don't open them, don't open them, don't open them. There's scams out there. They're trying to case your place. There's no excuse, okay, with the technology that we have, that you need to open your door. Free energy audit. I can come in your house and I can analyze your energy, well, how much you're using, and I can help you save money. Audit. I'm here to have an audit, to take what you know, for a survey. Free home security system. Yeah. I come in and assess what you need. Tree trimming, driveway repair. Elderly people have a tendency, so yeah, I need my driveway repaired, and they'll just take anybody off the street, you know, and give them money up front. And of course, then they don't really do it. It's too bad. The UPS man. Now, that's hard because I trust the UPS man, right? One guy in Texas did, and he opened the door, and it was a criminal dressed in a brown uniform, and there was 2 criminals on the side, and 3 of them then rushed in. They're fine. He needed a lot of stitches on his head, but because they were beating on him. And the daughter did get to a safe place. Let's see. Survey to test your water. Pest control. I have the wrong house. I'm asking for directions. All those are looking to case your place. Does your babysitter know what to do? Do you have a list of emergency phone numbers? Do you have your address on your refrigerator? Do you have what she's supposed to do in case of a home invasion, a tornado, a fire? What is she supposed to do? You've got to tell your babysitters what to do, or who's ever taking care of your children, the grandma. Nowadays, we need to be prepared more than anything. There's so many more home invasions. A safe room is the farthest room from the front door that a bad person is. So if he's in the front door, then you want your safe room in the back door. It has a phone and something for your protection. Most of us have fire drills or tornado drills with their children. I read that and I go, no, we don't. I don't know anybody that actually has a fire drill with their children or a tornado drill. Now we have to have a home invasion drill. So we have a code like code red. That tells your children that they immediately need to get to safety, and it's their safe place where they need to be, or your safe room. They need to run to your safe room. If you have a baby and a toddler, that might be your safe room. All right, so even toddlers can learn code red and run and go hide. It's kind of like a game too. All right, now my problem with that is if a child, I can see this happening in our house. This was before we had the huge gaming system and the headphones, when my son would be always in the basement, and he'd have, I don't know, he had an old Nintendo, I guess. Of course, it wasn't old then. And then my daughter would be upstairs in the second floor in her bedroom, and I'd be in the kitchen. So if I yelled code red, people with headphones are not going to hear it nowadays. So that's going to be a problem. I have a story about a home invasion in one house, and they weren't home. They got robbed. The police showed up. They came next door because that next door neighbor had security cameras and asked to see the footage. The guy went, they're fake. So proves that fake cameras do work, because they're going to pick another person's house, which I like. Do what if scenarios. The scenarios, if you're in your kitchen cooking supper, what would happen if there was a break-in? If you're sitting at 10 o'clock at night and you're watching the news, or 11 o'clock, depending on where you live, and you're watching the news and you're getting ready to go to bed, what if there's a break-in? What would you do in the middle of the night? What would you do during the day if you're home? What if scenarios, work them out in your mind. Start thinking about what you can do on your perimeter, and how can you deter them from going to your house. What was the best idea? Start doing your homework on cameras, and just start doing your homework. It's important. It's very important. Again, there will be slides at the end, so that way you can, if you want to take notes, you just copy those. Or print them off if you can. Can you print something off from an iPad? I don't know. Till then, be alert, stay safe, and do your homework.